best hero in the game against something like that, actually.
Mm.
It might also be one of the strongest strategies from Tundra in like recent times, right? Where they pick the Spirit Breaker and they just have it mid, or they have it on Snaking, or I'm sure 33 could play it as well. And it's just too annoying to deal with.
Yeah.
That they ban out the Monkey King, so that leaves Weaver in the pool still, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe
also
Tundra
leaves
will just first pick
Mars
Weaver
as
here.
well, which is such a big one for him.
Right.
Yeah.
Was Mars was banned last game?
Yes, they banned it. They first banned it last game.
Okay. Weaver gets banned out, so the Vision guys are gone from last game. I wouldn't mind Tundra picking Bane up again, because
it's just really
different
solid
scenario, and like I don't think you need to lose faith in that Bane.
I like Bane a lot as well.
But I don't know what else has gone by since last game, because like pretty much all heroes from last game were banned.
Io. I actually thought Spirit was going to pick up Io Mars together. As one of
that's
combos.
what I was going to suggest they did as well. So, I mean, would they pick up the Mars without the Io? Or, I mean, our Mars is still a strong hero without an Io. I can't speak, sorry.
I think it's still a good pick. Like Mars and Dark Willow is something they like to play a lot as well. Very strong combination, very strong lane. If they want to go for that Mars, maybe they just want to kind of experiment and expand the hero pool.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be surprised to see like a Mars Dark Willow, right? Like that would be very solid for them, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to take
They
that
go with the
Bane.
Bane.
The Miposhka Bane, classic, staple.
Mirror Bane, maybe.
Mirror Bane, maybe even, yeah. Dude, the Axe Scepter on Bane is not balanced, right? It cuts the cooldown in half. It's so strong.
It's crazy. It is Miposhka's second most played hero, so very much it could mirror plays it occasionally, but it's not within his top 10, so it does feel like very often that will fall upon Miposhka.
Yeah. So what are they going to pair up with it? Are they still going to go for the Mars, or... Would be a solid option. Kind of secures them the team fight. Got some good anti-IO tech.
Does it feel like a strong pick still to you, Misery or Mars? Yeah.
Yeah, it would be very solid, right?
Radiant team pick.
I don't know. It's like very standard.
All right, so no experimenting for them. They're like, all right, we're good at this. Let's go.
Yeah.
If it's not broken, don't bother fixing it. Whereas Tundra, a little broken, a kind of a touch of paint and tape going into the draft here. What sort of stuff? Because the collapsed Mars is pretty legendary. It was obviously the Magnus was the one that made the headlines at TI, but Mars was his consistent top pick throughout the tournament, and he was always incredible on it. What sort of stuff do you want to pick around a Mars to make it less effective?
Radiant team back.
Either a stronger team fight, or heroes like Tidehunter that don't. I mean, they care about being in the arena, but they can't get like bursted down in the arena. So heroes like Lifestealer are good, Tidehunter, just heroes that can survive the arena by themselves, just with their skill set. So Tide makes a lot of sense. Tide IO also very strong, because like you have this good initiate, where the IO can relocate in as well. And it's one of 33's best heroes, right?
Yeah, it's his most played hero in the past two patches. I remember him taking this mid for OG. Do you remember that? Mid Tide 33? An incredible performance.
It is a strong mid.
Played it.
Yeah.
9 has also played, I think, at some point, this mid Tide, but yeah, it's probably 33 in Snaking, right? I don't know, Tundra doesn't play that much Wisp, at least not recently. I don't know if they prefer playing it.
No, it's not
I'm sure
his
he
top
does,
10.
right? But I'm sure he does, but I imagine it's more like a Snaking right now.
Yeah.
Like, this could just be their lane, right?
It could be like Tide IO is not weak, but they could also just play Fata in the offlane and IO and Skita in the safe lane, right?
It sounds to me like a very 33 type of thing. Like you have a Tide tether down there and he just free farms, right? I could definitely see that.
And he gets like his Helm of Dominator and starts pressuring tower or like Meteor Hammer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see that happen. Just, I've never really seen Tundra with IO a whole lot.
No, I mean,
me neither.
Looking back at their picks, I'm sorry to always pick up pick stats, but Fata hasn't played it in his top 10 and neither is Snaking. So I don't know where that fits. It's an interesting one. I mean, I've picked it up once or twice. I know I've seen Snaking on the Wisp occasionally, but it doesn't feel like a signature hero for him by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, I do have to imagine that it was also a deny pick because they always pick Mars IO together, like every time.
Yeah, kind of like a third ban in a way.
Yeah. I just hope they didn't kind of, sabotage themselves with it, because that's what happened a lot at TI as well. Like, pick the hero so the enemy can't
5
pick it, but you're
seconds
actually not
remaining.
super accustomed to it, so you don't know how to play around it very well, and then it just ends up being a disaster.
We've got bans coming out here with the PA banned by Tundra and an Ursa banned by Spirit. Talk to me a little bit about what they're aiming to get rid of here, Misery. What are they closing out of the draft at this point?
I mean, there hasn't really been given out that much information from either team, right? So it's the ban should more be directed at certain players or something that you're gonna aim for later on, like in the draft, right? Like these PA and Terrorblades are very Yatoro. It's not usually heroes that you normally want to pick into Tidehunter though, right? But it's very like signature Yatoro heroes, so that might be what they're going for.
Yeah, actually, PA with his new shard, old shard, is quite strong against Tidehunter in the mid game, where you
That's
just
true.
break him and instant kill him. But it's not good in the lane at all.
Yeah. That like the thing about Tidehunter is you wanna have a way to kill this hero, right? At some point.
Yeah.
If like that's the main thing when you see Tide, you want to have a hero that can like either break the Tide or some kind of Racer, OD, some way of actually killing this guy, so he's not this insane frontline unkillable guy.
10 seconds.
Yeah, like the worst case scenario is when Tide just buys a hood and he's unkillable. Makes the game so hard to play. But we've seen there's some Slark maybe, could be very strong for Yatoro. He likes that quite a lot.
Yeah, could be. I mean, there's also all these type of like Shadow Fiend carry, right? Like can be really strong here, I think. I don't know if that's something Team Spirit likes to play right now, but it is something that's pretty popular in EU pubs recently. And
yeah, I've seen the Shadow Fiend carry come up quite a lot recently. What does that do? I mean, obviously I know it's functionally what it does, but what kind of function does it perform in a draft, the Shadow Fiend carry?
He's just surprisingly strong in everything, right? He's a ranged carry in the safe lane, which is he's hard to pressure, and
10 seconds.
He kills Roshan, he kills towers. He scales really well. Even you think he's not a strong late gamer as some other heroes, but actually he can match most carries. So
yeah, like minus 11 AOE armor reduction. It's pretty insane. I think the reason why SF is so popular is really just his presence of the Dark Lord. Like in the lane, level 1, minus 4 armor is insane value. And then in level 15, it also applies to buildings. So all the building armor is halved. You buy an AC, they're almost down to 0. Like you're basically a ranged tiny at that point.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that you can actually pressure and kill Shadow Fiend because he's kind of squishy, but in the safe lane, it's a bit different because you have to go through the support and then he just kind of fights back, right? And then this minus armor really kicks in.
Did you ever try to dive in SF with the minus 4 armor aura? The tower deals over 100 damage per hit, man. It's crazy.
Gyrocopter Leshrac. Let's talk about the heroes that are being picked here. Then Gyrocopter Leshrac on Tundra. What sort of stuff are they looking for? Is that push draft we were perhaps talking about before?
Definitely way higher tempo, right? Like Lash can destroy buildings, no problem. Io Gyro, very strong duo. One of the classics as well. We've seen very, very many times. And I like this pace of their draft a whole lot better. Their team fight is really strong with Gyro, Lash, Tide. Io plays very well around Lash and Gyrocopter. It's a very strong draft. And then the Lina against Lash matchup, we've seen that today already. Lina destroyed that one.
It's a classic Toronto-Tokyo hero.
I also like this better for Tundra. I guess they are showing their 3 cores right now, right? Because they don't have last pick anyways.
Actually,
so they just
Fata does play 5 Gyro quite a lot.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but there's no real maybe now if maybe you see Lina and Luna cores, you could maybe think about swapping Gyro 5 because Gyro is kind of weak against this Lina, right?
Yeah, I feel like Void would be very strong.
You think it's gonna go unbanned here?
I mean, if they expect Gyro to be carry, it could. But I think Faces Void for Tundra is the same.
Or 5s here, like last.
Yeah, it would be weird, right?
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it would be very weird.
Maybe you ban if you want to ban supports like Rubik, maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, this Luna pick makes so much sense with Lina and Mars, right? The plus 35 damage for both of them is so impactful.
It's a good one. It does put Spirit into a tricky position of these last bans. You can see they're thinking about them quite a lot of how the time's ticking down because Fata does play a lot of gyro. It's his second most played hero. It must be really hard. You guys have both drafted in the past and presently. Talk to me about how hard it is to do a last pick like this or a last couple of bans when you don't know exactly what you're banning for.
Well, yeah, I guess that's just where you have to. Okay, so they're banning support, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, what are you actually like thinking? What do you think the enemy is gonna do, and what are you more scared of? Are you more scared of another carry potentially against your draft, or are you scared of certain supports? Like SD makes sense, right? It's really good against Mars, it's really good against Bane, and it's super good against Luna, right? So maybe they'll ban a carry here. Like it might just be like one SD ban, and then another hero that is a different role. I think Grimstroke could also be a ban they could think about because of the Dark Portrait against Luna. Now that they're thinking along those lines, anyway, yeah. So
yeah. I think Grim makes a lot of sense if they want to ban supports for sure.
I do think that Tundra, if Tundra would have put 5 gyro, they kind of need a way to start a fight, right? Like they don't have this initiator, which is kind of a problem. Like they need to wait for Blink, Tide, or need to wait for Yules on Lesh, and both gyro and Lesh need kind of heroes to go in and stun people to deal damage. So I think Tundra should. Yeah, Tundra needs some kind of initiator, I think.
For sure. Start a fight. Like Tide never wants to jump in first if you can help it. Like he kind of just wants someone to bait for him a little bit. You get 2-3 Ravage. And it feels way better than if you have to blink in first.
They do pick up that Void.
Okay.
Okay, so they do go for that. Okay, yeah.
I still like it more though in general for Tundra than last game, because now it's also they can kind of play their game a bit more this game. I think.
Yeah.
They have this mass AoE team fight that and Spirit kind of has to come to them because Void. I think Void pretty much trumps everything that game.
How about Spirit just puts the Lina forward together with Mars, very strong lane, and pick Tinker middle?
I mean, sure, just go for the full debate.
Like Tinker looks so good this game.
Yeah, it does. You're right.
Phoenix, all right. I mean, another classic. Really yeah. Against IO though can be scary.
Why? Because overcharge kill the egg or what?
Yeah. I mean, even the Gyro and IO, both support could just kill the egg by themselves.
Yeah, but there's a Mars and like.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's just if you ever get on top of it, it's just gone. Fried egg.
Fried egg.
Yeah,
well,
I like fried egg.
But this is a nice save for the Chrono, right? Like the Sunray, like it's actually legit, right? And then you have the Sunray against Tide Hunter is really strong.
You reckon it's gonna go lock it or no? Yeah, the Phoenix.
I don't know. Maybe. It could also be like I don't know what people buy on Phoenix. It's like kind of outplayed right now.
Yeah, I think Locket was very popular.
Maybe he has a new, maybe he has some new idea of what to do. But Locket could be a play, like some Yules. Fast Refresher is also good, I think.
Halberd even against the Void maybe could be good.
Maybe.
So to summarize, Black, do you like this Tundra draft a lot more? Are you feeling more positive about their chances in this game too?
I like it way better than the first one. Whether I think it's better than Spirit's draft though, probably not. Like it looks really good, but like Spirit just have like this really strong team fight combination, and they're really reliant on a very good Chronosphere. I feel like a really good Chrono or Ravage, and it's just not very easy to set up against the heroes that Spirit have.
Okay, if Tundra are reliant on a Chrono, what are Spirit reliant on, Misery? What can we expect them to see if they're going to win this game?
I mean, just the normal Spirit stuff, right? Like Toronto, Tokyo getting really fat, Toro getting really fat, and like just like I don't know, just good play. Like just the last game, you know, it's gonna be hard. Like once again, Tundra doesn't have a really easy way to start a fight, and Spirit are just gonna like use that to their advantage, I think, and just not give Tundra any way of taking a good fight. So I think they're gonna get out-farmed again, like because they won't be able to catch Spirit. But Spirit will be able to catch Tundra. So,
okay. Well, can Tundra catch Spirit up in this game too and bring the series to a 1-1, or will Spirit run away from it? We're going to hand over to Nomad and Lizard to find out.
Thank you very much, Dan and the gang. Yep, that's right. The new freshest duo. You know, we've got it all, don't we, Lizard? You know, we've got the brains. That's you. We've got the strength. Also you. We've got the good looks. Also you actually. Let's just get on with the game. Game number 2. Do Tundra stand a better chance than game number 1? Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I think the draft is pretty neat. I liked what the panel was talking about. I like the fact that they mentioned the overcharge versus the Phoenix egg. It's not even only the overcharge, right? Like it's much harder to play the Phoenix when there could be extra 2 heroes on top of your egg at any given time that are just hitting, right? The relocate allows you to have that. That's why you hate playing the egg versus anything literally that can get on top of it easily, like a Mirana, if you remember. Leaps on has extra attack speed, suddenly you're scrambled. But you do have the Mars to protect you, and you do have the Mars to protect the Lina as well. Overall, Team Spirit's draft looks very well-rounded.
Yeah, both teams actually, I'd say, coming with similarly well-rounded drafts. They've got a bit of everything. And pretty normal across the board, actually. You know, we talked a lot about creativity, but, you know, part of having a good amount of creativity in your team... Oh, hello here. He's gotten nightmared up for the time being. Is there anyone else here? Do they need anyone else? I think they'll just be able to get this kill regardless.
Well, they're playing with him even a little bit. I feel like Miposhka could have given it another hit there, but... yeah, it didn't happen. You see what Miposhka did with that sentry. Not only did he block the heart camp, he realized that Fata likes to plant this ward. There's a ward behind the tree that he likes to plant right there. He ate the tree even to try and find it. Sadly for him, didn't happen this time.
That sneaky Badger stun out in the bottom lane as things get started. But yeah, as I was saying before, you know, creativity, it comes with a caveat that you have to know when to be creative and when actually just like these tried and tested drafts are going to serve you just as well as something a little bit off the wall. And I think when 2 teams are equally as creative as other, then we are going to see some more normal drafts because they're going to know that they're ready for anything coming their way. But yeah, I really like this top lane of 33 and Snaking. You know, I know it's not going to be like the Slardar lane or something like that where you're really making a great use of the overcharge, but actually just giving this Tide Hunter a battery just to constantly be in the faces of Mira and Yatoro should be pretty strong. Right?
Oh yeah, sure. I feel like even Tide, don't underestimate his right-click potential with the Wisp. Like, you can dive heroes. With that Gush, you know, minus armor, overcharge, you get close enough to hit that Anchor Smash, connect it to all of the heroes too. Like, it's a dangerous lane, and Phoenix, he never truly was considered the best laning support. Like, later on is where he truly shines, so the lane can be problematic. But then again, this is a long tandem, and I'm sorry, but then again, Luna is considered quite neat versus the Tide Hunter, isn't she?
She is, yeah. She's got that magic damage to make up for it. If she gets Anchor Smashed, and generally is very fast to stay away from him. There's a lot going on in this lane between these matchups. And yeah, definitely a game where Phoenix, you know, you mentioned before the egg, not really as important. There are a lot of ways to kill off the egg this game. It is much more about that sun ray.
Hey, I didn't say that. Don't put things in my...
Sorry, Misery said that.
Misery said it, but he's right, like, the sun ray is really strong here. Utilizing it in that chronosphere, it can come in handy, but that's later on, right? Like, you don't even skill it up this early on.
Yeah, definitely not. So well, do you think that Tundra have replied to the Collapse Mars well in this game?
Well, if you think about it, Void can get out of the arena if he's not completely like speared to it and controlled, which is nice. Overall, you have some save coming from the Nio, but I don't think I don't think that they've really answered him that hard. I don't feel like you can answer Collapse that much. He just plays the hero really, really well.
Yeah, there's a few of these players, you know, Amara as well, also another one where they will just first phase the Mars because they know that they just feel like they can't be beaten. But Nightmare out into the spear. This Gyrocopter can't do anything. All he can do is get off a rocket barrage as he will go down in the bottom lane. Second kill coming in for Team Spirit onto the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, 1 kill, 1 assist. Both of them on the bottom lane, and both of those kills have been on the Gyro. Mid lane, Toronto Tokyo.
Yeah, this is interesting. Not quite sure what they're hoping to achieve here, but I mean, there's a decent amount of damage coming out. Thank you, Lizard. Very helpful.
I think that's what they're trying. I'm not sure. Maybe they just want a friend and they're chasing him around, but there's definitely potential. if you think about it, there is this IO that can protect Lash and give him enough region and resources to dive Alina under the tower. So
For sure.
unfortunately for him, he did not secure the rune, he took it away from the Lash, and Lina took the bottom rune, so Lash is kind of struggling at the moment. He can't really have easiest time on the lane anymore.
Also, the fact that overcharge increases spell damage, right? And that's going to be really good for a Leshrac.
It's amazing. Just diving with it, it feels really, really nice. I feel like Io, there's just so many ways to play it right now. If you check out different supports, different players, they all build him differently. But bottom lane, Fata again.
Fata falling again. 0-3 is the scoreline, and that is also, unfortunately, Fata's KD right now.
And that deny on the creep in the end as well. Poor Skitter is just left alone. He's trying to block these creeps. He doesn't have a lot of region, so he can't really poke his head out as well. It's a really, really rough lane for him.
I mean, at least it's not Skitter getting constantly killed by this terrifying bottom lane. Is that something we can say?
I feel like, yeah, we can say that. At the same time, I feel like Fata is just a completely different beast when he has a decent time on this gyro. You know, when you start the game on this gyro position 5, and then you get to an urn fast enough, or any single item, you get some levels, you can do so much more on the map. But if you don't, you just never become a threat. You know what I mean? Like, you need this oomph, you need this kickstart from the laning stage to actually be a nuisance afterwards.
And Gyro's not a weak laner either, it's just that Mars Bane is just ridiculously strong. It's such a good lane.
They just read the lanes really well and swap things around.
Once again, snaking in 9, going for the play on Toronto Tokyo. Toronto Tokyo just bailing straight up as she will not stick around and face the wrath of the Leshrac. However, Miposhka comes in, steals the rune. Fada's on top though. This might spell trouble for Miposhka here, maybe biting off a bit more than he can chew. At least get the bounty rune. At least get the bounty. He's not even going to get the bounty rune. Now just going to take it out from under him. A sad death from Miposhka. Oh, and a stack as well. Oh my god, Miposhka just led them into like a positive treasure trove.
Yeah, he tried to deny it. He tried to deny it, it just didn't work. So overall, it's not really worth it. He took the illusion, but he gave the bounty and the stacks. That voice line, man.
I see Quincy Crew have gone with a very bold strategy of just yelling down the microphone.
What's really nice that Team Spirit is doing right now as well is setting up Mira on top lane. If you think about it, without Ravage, and maybe even with Ravage, it's unlikely that 33 kills him. So he can get all the experience on top, meanwhile Luna is getting, well, actually, I take that back. It's getting really close to dying here.
No one else coming in though to help out with this kill, so 33, I mean he's just going to continue to dominate this lane. Really good start for 33 on the Tidehunter.
Yeah, he was actually tanking the tower a little bit as well, so the Karti dishes out more damage on it, but in the end he needed to, you know, just run away. He was taking too much damage. Catapult dies and now Mira is back again.
Try to be as annoying as possible, trying to do anything he can to stop this Tide just getting everything at once, but similar thing happening at bottom to be fair. Collapse is also having a pretty free time, in fact might even be getting a kill as well here as they have the Nightmare set up onto the Gyrocopter. We've seen it 3 times already and now we see it a 4th.
No, I completely understand what they're doing. It's symmetrical, right? On top lane Phoenix and on the bottom lane Gyro, but I wasn't sure about this IOTP. However, it seems alright. I wonder if Snake King actually understood that they will try and pull that small camp. He might die though.
Yeah. Once again, I mean, how many times are we going to see this combo work so well? Well, actually, they're coming in for a bit of revenge here, Tundra. They're looking for Miposhka, and they might well just find him. There's a lovely bash coming through from Skitter, and that will get them the kill onto Miposhka. And the Chrono's there to get the kill onto the Mars as well. All right, fair enough. Yep, drop it down, cancel the TP. Let's see, can he toggle his way out of this one? He's got an arena as well, but I just don't think... Oh, he's turning it around to the Void. Collapse, toggling through. Skitter getting away, and Fada trying to chase down this Mars. I'm not sure Mars is actually going to make it out in the end. No toggles today, sir. Collapse is gone. It was looking a little bit spicy for a minute there. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, 33 under the tower. Mira's got the Sun Ray coming out onto him. That percentage-based damage is going to rip through the Tidehunter along with the Toro to get your Toro a kill and keep their tower alive. It is very healthy, this top tower, actually.
Yeah, the top tower is very healthy, the bottom one as well. It's some peculiar moves. Like both of these teams, usually they are very objective based. They take down that tier 1 and they proceed from that, like they continue making the right moves, but on both sides they kind of went too far. On top lane, 33 seems like he's been taunted by the Phoenix, and on the bottom lane, Mars, instead of taking the tower, he goes for the kills on Io and Gyro, which results in him dying in the end. So,
indeed.
Yeah, peculiar plays, like overall not as disciplined as you'd expect from them.
Money to burn.
Mira, I mean, Nine's down here. He's looking to at least take the tower, I think. Won't be getting the kill onto the Phoenix, I don't believe.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's middle tower.
Mid lane as well, though. Yeah, Team Spirit are putting on the pressure onto the middle tier 1 at the same time, so symmetrical moves happening across the map as Team Spirit move in their Luna as well, utilizing that aura to take down that tower, and it's a tier 1. Meanwhile, Relo coming in. They want to help out, but Fada's already gone, and, well, they find the Tidehunter, but they don't really TP him into the best place. They'll kill off Toronto Tokyo, but I don't think they're getting anything more from this. Snake King, does he bring anyone back with him? Oh, going back alone into 2 heroes. This could get very messy very quickly. It is both the supports, but I'm not sure. Do they have enough to kill off Snake King?
I think so. He has sticks and wand though, and the raindrop, but I still think he dies.
Yeah. Pops the wand, got the fairy fire next, pops
Maybe
that.
he doesn't.
Oh, the tether away, Snake King! He's not going to burn out, he's fine. My goodness.
They had grip there, they just didn't want to use it. They also had sleep that they could have used to hit him a bit.
Nine, taking a lot of damage inside this arena, can't survive here. Big kill from Team Spirit on the bottom side. I'm not sure how they caught 9 out there.
I think
the Leshrac is gone.
Yeah, he was running down with haste, I believe. He picked it up, he might have been a little bit too aggressive trying to get the kill. They catch him. Yeah, just interesting plays from both teams. Like I said before, a little bit undisciplined, you could call it perhaps that way. But one thing that Team Spirit does really well is when a team is taking their tier 1 top, it seems like they really like to pressure the tier 1 mid at the same time with the carry and the position 2, right? Like they did it a couple of times now that I've been watching them. Post TI, I mean.
Yeah. That was looking very good for Team Spirit. On the left side of your screen there, the Luna, the Mars, the Lena, all above their counterparts. Not having the gold on Tundra right now. Chronosphere coming down to the bottom lane. It's a good one from Skidder. They got the follow-up damage. They do indeed as 9 gets relocated in. They want to take down the Mars and Collapse will go down. They get themselves something on Tundra. However, where are they relocating back to?
To Luna.
Uh-oh. That's an Eclipse. 9, he doesn't want to be here. Can he get himself out? The LSA is down and Toronto Tokyo is going to take down the Leshrac. Team Spirit set up for the relocate gang, but the Ravage is in. Can they kill the Luna? It's a great kill if they can get it, then they can. Yotaro is gone. Meanwhile, the Luna is able to get herself back and away, but the Luna not quite so lucky.
Yeah, still though, that's a really nice kill that they got. They did lose the Leshrac, but killing off the Luna, preventing her from ramping up that farming speed is really important, so a really nice kill. They did use what, Ravage and relocate. So it's solid. I'm just waiting for Team Spirit to make the first move. So far they've been making these 1-2 connections, but not necessarily a full team fight. The egg plus the Mars Arena is really what we're waiting for.
Yeah, that is the combo, isn't it?
I'm just thinking, like, what's the go time for them? Is it the Lina BKB, or do they just go into the pit like they're doing right now?
Liz, I think they're going to go into the pit like they're doing right now.
Yep. Amazing call, Nomad. You know,
thank you.
Phoenix is probably one of the best heroes to have around the pit. And then, if you don't have any ways of initiating, like your Mars went for an armlet instead of a blink, you can force them to come to you if they want to, obviously. Instead of chasing them around. So, a free rush for them.
Yep, fantastically done by Team Spirit. Great read, and that's going to get Toronto Tokyo an Aegis of Immortality on his Lina. which is scary enough as is. And now also being immortal. Nine's got to be careful. This is not an area they really want to be hanging out with. Snaking went for the stack and does get away with it.
It's just no initiating tools. It's hard for them. Like when you look at these heroes, it's literally only the Mars that can initiate. And he, I believe, has a Blink Dagger flying to him. Okay, after that, a teamfight is possible. Yeah.
Yep, this is their timing. They have an Aegis, they have an Armlet Blink Mars. Anything a little Dota player could want, they now have. Tundra, I don't know how they're going to fight into this. I imagine it's just going to be split the waves, try and avoid them, try and wait for another Chronosphere timing and Ravage. Maybe that's the way you can swing a team fight, but so hard.
It is difficult, but if you look at their team fight, it's not really that shabby as well. You have this cooldown with the Ravage, with the Chronosphere follow-up afterwards, Lash dealing a lot of damage without actually having to do a lot, so I feel like they definitely have the way of fighting back, and that's why they smoke. So easy to smoke like this when you have IO. Like, you just show top, you continue split pushing, and then relocate back into the fight.
And again, this is Team Spirit playing unpressured, untilted, just relaxing. You know, they're like, you know what, they've got these big ultimates. Maybe we can fight them, maybe we can't. Well, actually, it's starting in the bottom lane right now. As Collapse already very low to start off this fight. And now they'll TP in the Leshrac, but wait, the blink away from Collapse? Wow. No idea how he got that off, but gets himself away. And that's going to mean no kill for Tundra by the looks of it.
He's still very low, and he's still around.
He's got the armlet though, and he's ready to drop the arena if he sees an opportunity.
Gyro?
Yeah, that's going to be a freebie, although the Spear's still in vision. No worries at all. They'll kill off Fatter again.
Well,
There's a Void on the bottom lane. He's setting up perhaps for a Chronosphere. I wonder if they'll take the bait. You can see Toronto Tokyo. He's actually going through the trees, checking the flanks, making sure that no one gets him from that side. And they go. I mean, if they use Chrono, it's only for the Aegis.
Yeah, it's kidding. It was actually mid-animation there, but cancelled it. I'm not sure he was trying to bait a response or what, but yeah, that was never gonna work well for them.
Oh, he was about to Ravage there.
I mean, doesn't this kind of show like how indecisive Tundra are being though? They're like kind of cancelling it. Everyone's kind of not so sure, but still looks good as they do take down the Bane, clear out their jungle, and kind of reclaim this part of the map for themselves.
They smoke up instantly. Yeah, nice. So that's decisive. Mars perhaps Collapse has a blink. Yeah, he saw them.
Got a ward Lina. Low ground. Oh, the Lina. This could be a good kill, but don't forget she has the Aegis. They don't want to drop any ultimates on her. 33. He could be in a good place to do it, but with the BKB coming out from the Luna, they'll just shred apart poor old 33. Fatter running away on the back lines, but they're more looking towards 9. I think 9's going to be okay, and it's just going to be a Gyrocopter going down as well. So the moment they get off that BKB on the Luna, you can't Ravage anymore, and it just looks a little bit awkward for poor old Tundra again.
Yeah, they run uphill. They run into an area where they have wards, but it still doesn't matter because of the quick fingers from the Luna, from that BKB. I think they wanted to kill off Lina first. Obviously, that's who they initiated on, but if she has an Aegis, what's the point, really? And we were talking about that undecisiveness. I feel like the better decision might have been to just chill out and wait for the Aegis to be reclaimed.
Yep, perhaps. But Tundra, you know, they've got these big spells, you know, I bought the Chronosphere, I want to use the Chronosphere. Well, talking of which, they found Toronto Tokyo here. That's going to be an easy first kill. Now, the rest of Team Spirit, they are nearby, but are they nearby enough? Itoro coming in from the sidelines, 33 is ready with a Ravage, but the BKB comes out from Toronto Tokyo immediately, not letting us down to Fate, and just trying to get back under the safety of the tower. But the oh my god, beautiful timing there from 33, that was perfect. But now they need to get themselves back. They've got the kill on the Lina, the egg is down, get yourselves away, and now maybe Tundra can look to go again. Don't forget, there's a secondary ultimate. The Chronosphere is available. The Void hiding in the backlines, looking for an opportunity and threatening Team Spirit. Man, I mean, I haven't seen timing like that in a while. That was beautiful from 33.
Yeah, he actually used the Ravage before the BKB went away, so that third wave of spikes actually latches onto Lina. Really nicely played. Also really nicely abused the fact that there are no ultis on Team Spirit. No Mars Arena, so they managed to kill off Lina very easily like that.
Grace issues there. Hello, Collapse. Collapse realizing he's been seen due to the fact that the rockets are going upon him. Nice Nightmare out from the Bane to buy him some time, but it's not going to be enough. The stun from 9 lands, and they will kill off Collapse. Now Tundra looking for more. Can they find it? Toronto Tokyo would be... Toro would be a great target, but unfortunately not able to get on top of him. I think he still had a BKB charge available as well, so...
One thing that I'm noticing from Team Spirit in this game is that they're not really executing the farming game as hard as in the last match. Like the last match, they were kind of always ahead of Tundra. Somehow they found ways of staying ahead. This game is similar. They are, but you would perhaps expect more from a Luna. Like the 5 kills are literally where it's coming from. The net worth advantage, that is, I mean.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. I mean, it's the difference between, you know, a carry with a lot of money and a carry with a IO behind it. Although, I say carry, we're talking more about 9 here being the carry of this game. Nice at the moment as the arena comes down. Very nicely done. Catching out both 9 and the IO. 9, no BKB available just yet, so no way to escape the wrath of Collapse, as they will get the 2 kills up on the top side.
So easy. They make it look so easy to make these small little turnaround plays to get the arena to kill off both IO and the Lash. That's also in part because of the relocate. It was on cooldown. So the IO was playing more with Lash instead of just staying somewhere behind and then tethering and relocating him away out of problems.
I think sometimes we all wish we had an IO to just take us away from our problems, but alas.
Don't we?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So at what point in the game are we going to see the Void taking the initiative and being on the front lines?
Never, maybe.
Okay.
you have Lash, you have Tide. You don't necessarily have to. It's a dream. Right. It's a dream Void game in which you can really be patient and choose the target at your chrono. Like it truly doesn't matter as long as they manage to bait out the BKBs and fight afterwards.
Yeah, should we be concerned that he is like 4k gold behind the Luna though?
It's concerning, but it's a Luna, right? Like, it's a hero that farms extremely fast plus has 5 kills to her name. Lane, can they catch the Kite Hunter? Very unlikely.
Top lane smoke up from Team Spirit. They're moving in towards the Roshan pit. This guy's going to respawn. Or we'll know when in about a second exactly when it's going to be back. Again. But here we go. This is the big target. The Lash Rack completely locked down. No chance of escape at all. Well done by Team Spirit. And now they look for more. Snakey's going to be the next target. They want to bring down the IO as well as the Lash Rack. And they will be able to do exactly that. 33.
Maybe more.
We've seen this one before last game, but this time he gets to blink away to the safety. 33 will be alright, but that is 2 big kills again. 9 has just lost all of his momentum in the case of about like 2 ganks in a row. Team Spirit have just completely shut down this Lash Rack again.
Yeah, I'm not sure just how they're making it look so easy. Like, remember the first series with Navi that we watched, Navi versus, who was it again, OG?
OG.
Like Navi, maybe they would be behind, but they would always read OG's smokes and moves and they would kind of dodge them. Team Spirit is just way too quick or way too unpredictable for Tundra at the moment. Like, they just lost IO and Lash like 2 times consecutively. Their game is... their momentum, like you said, is extremely ruined.
Yep. A stick in the spokes of their bike right now. Still, plenty of hope left for Tundra, and they're never really out of this game. As you mentioned before, they have those ultimates. The ability to 5-on-5 from them is always going to be a scary factor for Team Spirit to deal with. And it doesn't matter how far Jaluna gets, you know, if that Chronosphere comes out and no one can help you, then you are going to die. But of course, Team Spirit not going to let that happen without a huge fight. And this Roshan's going to be out in 8 seconds time, and that means that Team Spirit, they want to tango.
Team Spirit is doing the same thing again. Aiding the triangle. Literally 3 times in a row they're running to the same spot, and again 9 is up front.
Yep, they want this Roshan, and the easy way to get it is to get control of this triangle. It just means that they'll have no way into the pit on the side of Tundra. And in we go, jumping in, Arena comes down, they want to catch the IO straight off the bat, and they might be able to do exactly that, but the Ravage comes in, Snaking's still alive, dying to Collapse, but Collapse is giving it its all. Meanwhile, Toronto Tokyo, oh, they're going to get the chrono off, but now the grip comes out from a potion, meaning the Void can do nothing, and Toro, is he still alive here? Ow, finally goes down. caught by a Thunderbolt, but 9 falls as well. Both the big calls on the side of Tundra are gone. 33 still alive, but he is one man versus the world, and that's not a fight he's going to win, as Team Spirit will be able to clean him out. 5 heroes for 1. I'm not great at maths, but that seems worth it for Team Spirit to me.
Yeah, I think mathematically it's worth it for them. They did lose that Luna who's on top of the network charge, but it doesn't matter. And you know what's the saddest part for Tundra? Like, they saw this one. Okay, they got fooled twice. This third time they weren't truly fooled because they understood what was happening. Leshrac even popped the dust expecting Lina to be nearby. Like, they knew the move is heading their way, but they still couldn't react properly and on time. Chrono on the Luna was nice, but the egg was already used on the high ground, so the egg stuns the Void, who was also gripped. So, like, you get stunned by the egg and you're gripped, you're probably not going to kill anyone. They do manage to kill off Luna in the end, but the cost was way too high.
Yep. Team Spirit are inevitable. You can feel them coming. You can read them all you want, but they're still going to do it. And in this game, at least, they're going to come out the better team in that engagement. And now an Aegis, once again, in the hands of Toronto Tokyo. This Lina is going to be unstoppable now. We know how scary that is. You know, the one downfall Lina has is that if you get on top of her, you can kind of bully her and take her out of her flight because she has to back away. But when she has this Aegis, she doesn't need to. She'll stand her ground and attack you right back.
Mira is level 17. This is
insane.
Yeah, this is a huge deal because once that 18 is there, egg becomes not necessarily unkillable, but extremely difficult. It becomes an additional big problem that you're going to have.
He's also sniffing at the Void here when it comes to net worth. He's not that far away, less than 2,000 gold in, I think, catching distance of the Faceless Void and net worth, which would just be bad. And talking about bad, 9 dying here would not be ideal at all for Team Tundra. BKB's out, but doesn't really make a difference. The damage from this double damage Lina is just ridiculous. And have they noticed the IO's coming back as well? Alright, that's probably going to be another kill for the Lina then. Meanwhile, Collapse just jumping in the back lines, finding Fatter, a nice little +1, realizing that Fatter's going to be waiting for the IO to try and help him out and give him a tether target. Instead of 33 will be the tether target. Looks like IO will get away. 33's going for the secret spot. The spear catches them out. The Yules is there as well. And now it's just going to be another hero gone for Tundra. But hey, they got the IO out, so mission complete?
Yeah, press X to show doubt. Tide tried to TP away there from that little spot where you're kind of in the fog, unless you're standing straight on top of him. Was a nice attempt, just didn't work. And I'm not sure, like, you asked me 5 minutes ago if it's alright that Faceless Void is behind Luna.
Middle tower is under attack.
It was okay, but his net worth didn't change in 5 minutes. It remained the same, and that's a bigger issue. And now you're getting this BKB. It will be helpful, but still you're playing versus a Bane. The grip will go through it.
Yeah, that's the issue. Not just that, but the Supernova as well, when that comes crashing down, going to stun you up a little bit as well. Like, it's not going to make you feel that safe. And that's all he has. Mask of Madness, Maelstrom, BKB. It's a rough one. I mean, how did it get to this point though? Because like it feels like this game is just going in a flash because, you know, Team Spirit are so flashy. They're making these aggressive, quick plays. But like, how have Tundra not been able to utilize their ultimates to get a more fight or two in their favor?
I feel like Team Spirit found the right fights, found Io and Lash a couple of times. Usually when you're playing heroes such as Void and Tidehunter, you want to use your big ultis, win that fight, and then go down low, chill out a little bit, farm up until you have the cooldowns back up. But they never truly used them. Like, we remember one Lina kill with the Ravage on the bottom tier 1, right? The one we praised a lot. And that's it. Besides that, it's always Team Spirit that are on the hunt, whether Tundra has their big ultis on off cooldown or not. It didn't truly matter. That's how it feels, at least. They're reading the IO strategy really well and cutting them off while they're trying to split push.
It also feels like they've been able to avoid the Tidehunter and the Faceless Void as well, quite well. You know, they know that they'll outfarm them if they simply just don't interact with them, don't get chronoed, don't get ravaged, and that seems to be the game plan for Team Spirit. And the few times where Tundra have been the ones trying to be aggressive, trying to get the entrance to the fights, like they've just been met with Toronto Tokyo popping the BKB before the Tide can get off the Ravage, and then they just kill the Tide in time. No problems at all.
Yeah, they do have BKBs now on Tundra that you mentioned. There's a BKB on Lash, there's a BKB on Void. On Lash we already saw it used. 33 as well has one.
A little bit of guy. 33 on the run. Tundra have no intentions of taking this fight by the looks of it. Skidder, I mean, he's nearby. He's like, well, I could. Oh, okay, the reload out. Fair enough. They will keep 33 safe for the time being, but 9 in the sidelines. He's in trouble. Ravage is going to come down, though, directly onto the Luna. They're throwing everything onto your Toro right now. The Chrono comes down on top of her as well. The Luna is dead, but Toronto Tokyo is still very much alive and fighting into the void. He can't man-fight the Lina. The Lina is just too much of a Chad. He's going to take down Snaking, move across, just blasting away at 33. The TP is out from 33, but he is going nowhere, as it's going to be Team Spirit once again, taking down 4. A great play from Tundra to jump both their ultimates onto Luna, but there's another problem in this game, and that is the Lina. And unfortunately, you know, if you don't kill both these cores with these ultimates, then it's just not going to go your way, and that's exactly what happens. Toronto Tokyo is not done.
Look at this.
Oh my god, Toronto Tokyo. I don't think so. Snake even buying back just to help Skidder out there, just to make sure.
And this is straight towards the tier 3 on the mid lane. Even without the Luna, it's just 4 of them, but there's no Lash, there's no Tide Hunter.
Yeah, these barracks are starting to fall. It's a sorry state of affairs for Tundra here. They've even found Skidder in the trees, but he's got the time walk to get himself back. Okay for now. Nightmare once again. He's so reliable. He's so reliable. Every time this rocket comes out, you know it's not going to land. Void. Void? They can't keep him alive here. He's gone. Oh my goodness. Buyback from the Void, but 9 trying to fight into them, but the right-click damage from the Lina, it's no joke. And now they turn around with the Nightmare out onto the Fada just to keep him back. Collapse, he is rocketed up, so they see where the Mars is. BKB out from 33. The Luna is back though, and she's coming into this engagement from round the side. Mirror as well, backing her up. They're looking for the stun out onto Fata, and Fata is probably just going to get melted away by the Sun Ray. And Fata is gone for 45 seconds, has got buyback available should he need it. So they look over towards Skidder. Skidder forced to pop the BKB, now looking to fight up into somebody here, but who? There's no one you can kill Skidder. He has to back himself away. Oh my goodness. I mean, Team Spirit, they're just holding such a clean line here, losing nobody on the retreat and then the subsequent re-engage. And I think they might just wait for Roshan to finish up this game.
They're just playing so well. They're holding the line so well. Even without the Luna, it was pretty much all Lina that dish out the damage, that took the tier 3s, that took the last set of those middle Raxes. And it's Miposhka as well, right? This Bane, all reliable, how you called him. Like, every single spell that he can dodge with Nightmare, he dodges. It doesn't matter. His teammates know that, and it's so easy to re-engage. You don't really see a Lina as ballsy as Toronto Tokyo's. Like, it's because he knows he has this Bane that will save him and it's a free ticket out of jail.
Yep.
Now with the Satanic, the things are a little bit easier, I would even say, for Toronto Tokyo. Even if you do drop him low enough, he can BKB Satanic heal up completely.
Ooh, some high fives. Careful. Careful. So I was like, I want to high five you, but I also don't want to die trying to do it. Don't think that is a worthwhile trade. Well, that's very rude. You don't high five me, I throw a rocket at you.
It was a nice little bait, right, with him.
Yeah.
Him just standing in front of the tier 2 and hoping that if they do go on him, then you can follow up with Ravage and Chrono and whatnot, but in Spirit are way too good for that.
Stun onto the Tide Hunter doesn't really mean much. I mean, this is just Collapse basically just holding heroes in the top lane, making them feel like there's a whole team about to jump them. And that's not the case. Like, Luna is literally farming in the triangle, right? Like, the heroes aren't here. Luna is farming in the jungle. Like, they're just pretending that they're like, oh yeah, we're going for this top lane push. No, they're not.
That's true, but remember that Luna has travels. So
Yes,
it's very easy for her to join a fight. And Luna is just waiting for Rosh, who has respawned.
And Fata maybe getting down here. Yeah. again, Team Spirit kind of showing their hand, showing that there's not actually backup here for the Mars. And now Tundra realize that they'll take back of their triangle and they go, oh wait, yeah, they've just been farming this whole time.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And it's all about vision, right? It's a nice game that they're playing, because as long as you're not showing on the Lina and the Luna, they can't really initiate on the Mars. So while Mars is forgetting the cheese, okay, never mind, he took it.
These guys are TI winners, listen. They don't forget their cheese.
Yeah, we definitely didn't see that at TI.
Not at all. Didn't happen multiple times, no. Tundra, it's going to be high ground game. Man, this guy hates Fata! Oh, in comes Snaking, trying to save the gyrocopter, but it won't be enough. Skidder jumping in, it's a nice chronosphere, but does it really matter? Especially with the grip coming out from the Poshka. The Ravage will connect onto him, but there's an Aeon Disc even on Toronto Tokyo. Toronto Tokyo is so tanky, and now the Eclipse coming down as well. They're trying to find something, they're trying to find anything. Tundra scrounging for a kill, a support, anything, but there is nothing going their way. 1,000 buybacks could be used, 2,000 buybacks could be used. It doesn't matter. Team Spirit take them down, and that'll be GG. And a rampage from Toronto Tokyo to tie it off. That's usually Yatoro's job, but Toronto Tokyo will be taking this one.
Oh, that was clinical. I actually believe that this should be the better series out of the first two that we casted, that we get to cast. I thought that this series, well, necessarily not better quality of Dota, but perhaps more even. Perhaps that we would see Game 3 here, but we didn't. Team Spirit just clinically removed Tundra out of the game. The first game of the series was pretty